Hello and welcome to Roadmap 2019, where we interact with some of the major players in Nigeria's journey to the 2019 polls. I am Ladi Akiridoluale. Thanks for joining us. My guest in this edition of the program is at the forefront of the politics of the ruling All Progressives Congress, the APC, and indeed the country. He is a strong supporter of President Muhammadu Buhari and his bid for a second term in office, as well as the ambition of former Governor Adams Oshomole to become APC chairman. He agrees that the battle against corruption is selective, but to the extent that former presidents have not been called to account for their time in office. He is also convinced that with his support, a candidate he backs can succeed him in office. Now, please join us as we talk to the governor of Imo State and chairman of the APC Governors Forum, Owele Roches Okorocha. Your Excellency, welcome to Roadmap 2019. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Let me begin from the home front. There was some controversy over the ward congresses in particular in Imo State. And we saw you on TV. You were very upset at the time of the Congress. What's the update on that?
Well, what you call the controversy was as a result of what I might call political primitivity, because here you have scheduled for Congress and somebody would take advantage of his position as a national officer to run away with the result sheet and only to come and declare the following day that you have elections. And I found that rather insulting, where I am the governor of a state and the leader of that party, and one that brought APC in the southeast. And for me to sit down, somebody will take the result sheet away because I couldn't understand what I meant. So it is some of the group of gentlemen, let me call them gentlemen this time, who served me as governor, that came together to dramatize, or what I don't know, to dramatize what I might call opposition, where it does not really exist. And they were insisting that they want to take the party structure
away from you.
Away from me. I mean, the only way to do it is not to go to do the proper election. Is to take the result sheet, stay somewhere in the hotel in Abuja and write the result and make people run around. My anger in that matter was not because of what they did, but it's to have allowed people queue up under the sun from morning till about 4 o'clock waiting for these fellows, and only to be told that the result sheet is somewhere. And that didn't go down well with me. And most of the principal actors in that, outside those who served me, are people who just came from another political party, the PDP, that I defeated as APC. I defeated them as ABGA. And today it is on record that Imo State is the only state in Southeast that is an APC, that has honorable members, federal house members, and Senate. No other state in the Southeast won a single position. So that there's APC in Southeast is Imo. And for me to sit down, somebody will do that. And a gentleman that I offered that job at the National Working Committee will now come down and take the result sheet because he has access to it. And we felt after he submitted, the national chairman would defend him. And that for me sounds very, very absurd. So that's what we call crisis anyway. In the real sense, there was no crisis, because crisis means there was a struggle and some people came and this one said no. There was none at all.
You are referring, if I'm correct, you're referring to the National Organizing Secretary.
That's right.
That's Senator Izunazo.
That's right.
You reported the matter to the president.
Yes.
What was the outcome of that?
Well, I just gave him a situation report as the president of the country, and I said I hated what this gentleman tried to do. And it was not, I said it was not unconnected with the party's position for elongation, which I stopped. And I felt it was not good for the party, it's unconstitutional. So I think he felt that he would gain the support of the national chairman and some other of the collaborators to say, listen, since this gentleman stopped our elongation, this is the payback time. So, but I told him the clear position. But of course, the president is the father of the party, is the leader of the party. He should know. I wasn't expecting him to take any action or give any directive or enforce anything because he is not the chairman of the party. But he should put in the know. And that was my stand on the matter. So I briefed him and I briefed all those that were concerned. And that led to the arrests of some of the people who stole the result sheets here in Abuja. And that also led to some actions taken by the security agencies as to recover this. Because what we try to do here is not just, that is me, this is Russians. I mean, this is happening in my state. So you can imagine what would have been in other places. But we're trying to protect the internal democracy. If you say you are popular, and you could win election, subject yourself. Let the people who own the power give it to you. But for you to sit down in your house and write results and expect that everybody should queue along, that must stop. This is what I call the PDP style of politics that I introduced in APC. That was just the basic thing. And when eventually some of them some of the leaders came here to whip out sentiment. I had somebody say yesterday on television that he wants his son-in-law to be governor. So we're saying no to that. So if we say no to that, if my son-in-law is not qualified to run constitutionally, for whatever reason, go to the field and defeat him. But don't take the result straight out. That's not the way to defeat a son-in-law.
Well, there are those who are arguing that it's just the first step, that they wanted, as you pointed out, they wanted to take away the party structure.
Yes.
So that when the time for the election comes,
yes,
you will have no opportunity to insist on what you have described as fair play. Let's go to the field and test each person's popularity. Yeah. I mean, if they have the party structure, you can't do that.
No, but let me tell you, I came in as almost like a sole candidate, an independent candidate in ABGA that had no councillor. ABGA has no structure at all. I took that party, brought it to Imo State, and I won an incumbent governor, then Hakim, with the President Jonathan backing him, with all the big wigs of PDP coming to my state. I defeated them. And there was the presence of all the political big players in Imo State, the Nzeribes, the Iwanyamus, the Hakims, the Ararumes, all of them, no one was with me, I was alone, and I defeated them. Now, when I saw APC come up, I tried to take the same ABGA to APC. So I led ABGA to APC when Buhari's name was a bad news in the Southeast. Now again, all of them were not there, including the National Organizing Secretary. None of them was there when I did that in ABGA. When I came to this thing, I brought in the only person I allowed to join me that was the National Organizing Secretary, who was then in PDP. Now, that was how I brought the issue there. And I fought the battle and I defeated them. In fact, I was branded Okorocha, Alhaji in Government House, Boko Haram. It became a religious issue because PDP played a religious program. And I knew that Igbos were playing bad politics. So I was the only voice from that part of the world speaking. So if I could win that election as ABGA, and I win that election now as APC, so what makes you think I cannot win election if I decide to take another party? But there's no issue. I built this family, and I'm saying, listen, do the right thing. So they can't take the structure. They can't take the structure of the party from that.
Now, they seem to have some sympathy because of what you alluded earlier on. That might be people, as you pointed out, maybe supporting them from various quarters, both in Imo and outside of Imo, to do what it is that you say they do. Because, I mean, even if constitutionally anyone is allowed to support anyone for the governorship or any party position or indeed any elective position, the moral argument that you have spent, you're going to have spent 8 years, and then you want to leave the office and hand it over to your son-in-law.
And hear yourself, just hear yourself a bit.
Yes.
You're saying son-in-law.
Yes.
Not even son.
Yes, son-in-law.
Okay, which means the son-in-law has no blood relationship with you.
Yes.
His only connection he has is he's marrying your daughter. Is that what you mean by son-in-law?
Yes.
Fantastic. Now let me take you not too far. In this country where we are today, for instance, you have agreed that there's no constitutional prohibition for anybody to contest an election unless you're criminal and whatever. Let's keep that aside. Now, you're talking about son-in-law. The gentleman called Ochenwos, I don't even know him. Never knew him from Adams. And he worked under me for a period of time and became a commissioner and all that. All this time, I didn't even know him. And Uche wants to then this. I didn't even know that he has anything to do with my daughter. As somebody working under me, if I knew it had something to do with my daughter, under Nigerian practice, I'll sack him. I would have let the gentleman off because if by expectation, I should expect that certain class of people should come for my daughter. Are you aware of that by normal Nigerian practice? So don't destroy the boy's destiny because it has something to do with my daughter. Now that's one. But let me come back home here, just close back home here. You have Abba Bukar Ibrahim, is from Yobe State. Abba Bukar Ibrahim is in the Senate with his wife, husband and wife, in the Senate and Federal House. And the wife later became a minister. He's in Nigeria. Ahmed Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State. The wife is in the Senate, husband and wife. There's nothing wrong with this ones now. Aton Zeribe was in the Senate. The wife became a chairman of local government. That was fantastic. There's no problem. Now, this is issue of that bringing up. Then take to the fathers of democracy, owners of democracy, say America. The Bush, the father, president. Bush, the son, governor. Bush, the son again, president. And another Bush, the son, governor. And that's father, son, son. Now, what's wrong with that one? Democracy. Now, you come to the issue of Clinton. Clinton, the president, the wife, the senator, and the wife almost became the president. So you are telling me if my son, this God-given sons I have, that would help this nation and help Imo State, if they dare to run the election tomorrow, somebody will stop them because they have a blood relationship with me. This is what I call political primitivity, whipping sentiment where it does not exist. What is important if you think Uche is not qualified? For me, he was endorsed by the entire state. But for me even, if you ask me to take, I'll take him because I know the stuff is made up of. And they know it. They know the truth, that this young man is the only man who can, for now, unless if they have somebody better that can handle the affairs of that state. And I proudly say so. So if you have somebody better than Uche, please provide. Let him go to the field and compete with him. So I think we should stop getting into sentiments and face the real issue. I'll just give you some few examples.